What's happening, fam? L.A.R. moving, still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and CreateSpace. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link that also to ask me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks for support. This video, though, is entitled A Good Heart But a Troubled Soul. You know, some of us have a good heart. Whatever that good thing that God gives us is in our hearts to spread that out to the world. But things in life or our inner evil is troubled. So, you have this fight between good and evil within you, between right and wrong within you. And like one of my favorite lines used to be on DMX's album, "It's Dark and Hell and Hell's Hot," when he said, "I got a good heart, but this heart could get ugly." That's what I mean. Like, certain people have good hearts, and because they have good hearts, people try to take advantage of it, right? But they have troubled souls, and you don't think about it because people may come up. You don't know how people come up. You don't know their upbringing. You don't know the situations. You don't know the things that affected them in life. You don't know internally how they feel just as people. You don't know what they're thinking. And I think about it even with myself a lot, where sometimes I want to do something so nice just because I think it's just out of being considerate and caring. And then sometimes I want to do something so fucking evil to people and be like, and I'm really indifferent. I could care less either way, kind of. I want to do something good because I think it's good, and I want to do something bad to you probably because I feel like you deserved it, but deep down I think it'll make me feel good to just hurt you. So that's the thing about having a good heart but a troubled soul, because you don't want people to suffer. When you have a good heart, you don't want people to suffer. You don't want people to deal with the same deal with the same pain that you feel in your soul. Your heart doesn't want to give somebody else a heavy heart or a cold heart. But this world is trying. Like, it'll try you to the point where you're fighting with your soul, because like I said before, it's a difference between there is a difference between the universal laws or God's laws and man's laws. For me, I think some of the trouble with my soul is certain laws in this society protect people that, I know wouldn't be that way if they didn't have protections under the law. And it troubles me to know that I could do something to somebody that's very justified, but it cost me a lot of time. But that's a risk you have to take, right? And at the same time, you can have a good heart, because not necessarily being naive or gullible, because you come to find out if you got a good heart and you're good to people, people remember that. A good reputation goes a very long way. And I think that's part of the duality of it. Reputation goes a long way in general, but I think one of the biggest fights is a good reputation seems to last just as long as a infamous reputation. So, it's like, well, if I go hard and have a good reputation, my name might live on in a positive way, but that doesn't necessarily mean it may or may not enhance my life. It might help other people's lives, but not necessarily mine. And the troubled soul part is like, yo, you look. Sometimes you gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet, right? And in our society, that mentality can buy you comfort to a degree. So it clashes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really clashes. I mean, maybe for some people, not so much. Maybe I'm just talking about myself or people like myself. But it's often it's a battle. I'll say that it's a battle. Also, you know, having a good heart, sometimes you open yourself to getting, you knowingly open yourself to get your heart stumped on. Because your troubled soul is like, you know, like you know what you're dealing with. Like, you know what you're dealing with. You know the possibilities. You know, and your heart is like, look, man, sometimes, you know, bringing up that God thing, sometimes God may speak to you to do something, and you're like, come on, dog. Now you know what you I know what you asking me to do and what you telling me to do, but you know who you asking me to do it for, and you telling me to do it for. You know this type of shit. This troubles me. Because you know what I really want to do is I want to, you know, just want to wrap a belt around their neck and just squeeze a little bit for like 5 minutes, you know. I mean, but no, that's not right. But you have a good heart, troubled soul, right? You know. So then you get this, and anybody know the psychological part of it? The ego, the super ego, and the id. You know, in common terms, if you watch a cartoon, when the person is in the middle, and then their angel is on one shoulder and their devil is on the other shoulder, you know, that's the duality of it, right? Your heart is one thing, and your soul is like, you know, am I doing, because, and I'm gonna add this in there. I had to learn, if you're gonna do something good, do it good. Do it for the better. Do it because you want to do it. Because it'll trouble you if you're trying to do something to get into heaven. And I'm gonna just do this, because then you're really not doing it out of sincerity. You're doing it as a hopeful, like, brown nose for brownie points for heaven. Like, is it who you are, or is it a position you're trying to gain? You know what I'm saying? And for some people, you know, it's like, hey, if I'm doing this stuff to get into heaven, I'm doing the right thing. And you are doing the right thing, but, you know, there is a part of it where, you know, is it your inner drive? You know, your heart is your inner drive. Like, if it's in your heart to do something, you're going to get up in the morning and it's going to be in your heart to do. It's going to, you know, your mind is going to make you do it. Your body is going to compel you to do it because it's who you are. You know, win, lose, or draw. If you get something good or bad from it, you know. But if you have a troubled soul, it's like, you know, maybe you're doing it for redemption. And nothing's wrong with that. But, you know, maybe you're doing it just to atone something. And because that's the conflict. Like, you can have a good heart and do something out of rage or an emotional outburst that feels right at the time, but you regret when it's over, and you may not be able to change it, but to a degree you care, you know, but to a degree you don't care. It's like, it's the nuance of life, to in my opinion. But, you know, it's always a difficult balance, because sometimes it's right to do the right thing. Sometimes, it might work out wrong if you do the right thing. Sometimes, it's wrong to do the wrong thing, and sometimes the wrong thing works out right. So, you always have these conflicting circumstances how things play out, because we're not in control of the curveballs that life sends our way. So just my thoughts on this, man. It's a little bit all over the place. I get it. I hope you understand, though. We out. Peace.